We're now live on Facebook. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Lab Coat Agents. This is Dale Archdeacon, and today I got my co-host Eric Eby standing in for Brian Curtis, who is off vacationing, drinking margaritas, or doing whatever he does, whatever Brian Curtis does when he's not here with us. So we have Eric instead. Eric, you are his director of sales trainer?
Sales manager, whatever you want to call me, yeah.
The VP of sales. There we go. You just got you got a new title. When Brian comes back, tell him that requires a pay raise.
I will tell him you said so. Thanks, Dale.
This is what he gets for being gone.
That's right.
All right, good. So we're going to listen to some calls today, and we're going to be helping out and coaching on those things. Listen, guys, I have terrible lighting here. What's going on is my cleaners are in my office, so I got kicked out. So I'll do this real quick. Once they're done, I'm going to get back in there, and you can see my beautiful face in full color. Eric, why don't you get started? Why don't you play us a call today and tell us what we're hearing?
Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right, here is my call, the first one.
Here's what you do. Stop share. When you reshare, there'll be a little pop-up screen. There's a check mark in the bottom left corner that says share computer sound. You need to make sure that's checked.
You about your request.
Oh, wait, there it is. That's good.
Better?
Yep.
Back up just a hair. All right, here we go.
Hello, this is Mez. May I help you?
I'm sorry, I was returning a call.
Yes, this is Rhonda. This is Rhonda.
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Mez. I'm with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, and I was calling you about your request to see Raleigh Avenue in Suffolk.
209 Raleigh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Where is it exactly?
That I don't. Let me. I pulled it up. It is. It is in Central Suffolk, and let me pull up a map. How you doing?
So right there, I would say, he told her where the house was. She wasn't exactly sure. What I would have suggested right there in that spot is asking her, what area of town are you looking to be in?
Yeah, we got to get her talking again, right? We need to, when we're doing the talking, we're potentially going to lose. Because when he says where that thing is located, first he's got to figure it out because he doesn't know. Once he says where it is located, what happens if that doesn't jive with what she wants and she hangs up?
Right. Yep.
Today.
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, the inquiry just came in, and it's right off County Street. You know where that is? County and Carolina Road. It's in off West Washington Street, which is Route 58.
Okay, I sit on
And Route
the
15.
but
Okay.
I could come and see it whenever.
Yeah. What is it for you? I have no. How about let me see the instructions, because this is new construction, and the home is not. The home is not yet complete.
Eric, pause it. Just say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Great, we can get you in there.
Right.
Because I have a lot of questions to ask you, right?
Right.
And guess what? If I find out that we actually can't get you in there, I'm going to call you back and cancel it or move the appointment.
Right.
So just say yes.
Right. And then another thing, since it is new construction, I would ask the question, how soon are you looking to move?
Yeah, absolutely.
In less than 2 weeks, but we can probably go check it out.
So it's built in 2019?
Yes. It is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms.
Pause it.
1,600 feet.
Did he just say 1,600 square foot new construction for $200 and something thousand?
I didn't hear the price.
She said like 219 or 220 something. Is that even possible in your market?
It is in my market. This is actually market. I'm not sure. This is in North Carolina somewhere, I think.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't even build for that much here.
You can here.
Wow.
It's about probably new construction around here is about 130 to 150 a foot.
Wow, that's great, man.
Mhm.
So how long have you been looking for a home?
Well, I am looking to possibly move within 6 months, so I just really started. I've been in my home that I'm in now. I've been here for, wow, it's been like 20 something years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But,
Okay. So you've been renting for 20 years, or you own
no, not renting. No.
Okay, so you own where you are now. Do you have to sell that before you buy again, or?
I love that question. Asked if he needed to sell, if she needed to sell before buying a new one. So that's a good question to ask.
Yeah, definitely.
She says no. And the one thing he didn't do is ask her, would you eventually sell the property? He did not ask that question.
Yeah, he needs to find that out, like don't lose that other end of the deal or whatever whatever's going on. Cause there's something going on there that you're probably going to be able to capitalize on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another deal there, and he didn't do a good enough job of discovering, what that deal could be.
Yep.
And then another note I had was, older is 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 and something square feet. He needed to ask her, is that a good size for you? Do you need more bedrooms? Do you, what size house are you looking for?
Yeah. And in fact, Eric, I wouldn't have told her that. I would have just asked her. Because what happens, he said it's 3 bedrooms, whatever bath, 1,600 square feet. What happens if she goes, oh no, I'm just looking for a 1-bedroom apartment, but thanks anyway.
Right. Click.
Yeah. Click. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear click. And everything that you tell them that you think is going to be helpful is one step closer to you messing up and getting a click.
Yep.
It all needs to come from them, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for? How many bedrooms do you want? What size are you looking for? Right?
What area do you want to be in? What's your max budget?
Yeah, because then if I'm looking at a 3-bed, 1,600 square foot, and I haven't told her that, and I'm like, so what are you looking for? What size? Well, I'm just looking for 1 level, 1 bedroom, and I don't want any stairs or anything like that. I'm like, oh shoot. Well, we're going to stop talking about this property, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're just going to focus on what you're looking for because I don't want to lose you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. Let's see here. So what was it about Raleigh, 209 Raleigh Avenue that you liked, that you wanted to go check it out?
Love that question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want it downsized, and it's new. It's new, right?
Yeah.
All these appliances come in here with it too?
Yeah, let's see if it includes refrigerator. Yeah, it includes refrigerator, but no washer and dryer then.
It has the hookup, right? The washer dryer hookup?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. So a lot of the new construction, sometimes it includes refrigerator.
All right,
sometimes this one.
No. We are 3 minutes into this call.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know whether or not she already has an agent?
No idea.
Nope. Do we know whether or not she has 2 nickels to rub together?
Nope.
Nope. Don't know that either, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just invested 3 minutes with this person who at the end of this call could be like, wonderful, I'll tell my agent that I found something nice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or my agent and I will meet you at that house.
Right.
Or, well, I'm still working on my credit, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We need to get that in there.
He did ask the first of the 3 questions that I always ask when I'm trying to find out if somebody is working with somebody. He did ask, how long have you been looking? I would have followed that up with, have you seen anything you liked? And then I would have asked, the 3rd question would have been, out of curiosity, who showed you those homes? And that's how you figure out if you've got an agent. You don't ask them. I don't like to ask a yes or no question that the answer could be no and just shut me up right away. So by asking those more open-ended questions, you're going to get better information.
Yeah, and we need to get them to do that before investing too much time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It does. So that's good. What's your availability tomorrow? I have an appointment tomorrow at 2:00 in Western Branch. I could meet you around noon. Would that work, or a little earlier than that?
I'm not gonna be able to meet until later in the day. Like I can meet right now, but it's too late for you. I know it's probably after hours and stuff. But
well, plus we had to set an appointment with the seller's agent.
Oh, stop. What's wrong with that?
He just basically told her he's not the agent.
Yeah. What? How else would you? You can say that a different way and it still means the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without giving it away. So
right.
you would say, we need to set an appointment with
the builder.
The builder.
Mm-hmm.
Owner.
Or,
whoever.
Or you could just say, we have to set an appointment to show it. You don't even have to sit with it.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And you don't want to say the seller's agent, man, because for everybody listening out there are those people out there who think they're going to get a better deal going straight to the agent, right?
Yep.
Straight to the listing agent, and you just shot yourself in the foot there. Or
Yep.
there's people who think maybe you don't know as much if you're not the listing agent.
Right.
Go ahead. That needs to be a training, man. We need to call him into a meeting and be like, listen to this. You could have lost it there.
Yeah. We don't have enough time in a day to train all those people.
Tomorrow, and I also have a 5 o'clock. Western Branch. What about Saturday?
So right there, he sort of did the opposite of a slot close. He told her the times that he has appointments already and it confused her. She said, I have a 2 o'clock and a 5 o'clock. And if it were me, I would tell her I can show you at 2 or 5, which works better. But he did it the opposite way. He said, I already have appointments at 2 and 5. So he kind of did the opposite of a slot close. He ended up confusing her.
Oh man.
I'm going out of town this weekend.
Okay. Where are you going? Going to play skate?
I'm headed to North Carolina.
Okay.
Tomorrow I will try.
All right, pause that. Listen, man, if you're going to ask somebody a personal question, like where you going,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you an answer, celebrate it.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that's great. All right, that should be fun. Not just, oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like, why did you ask me that?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a 5 o'clock. I have a 2 and a 5.
Oh, you already have a 5 o'clock appointment?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, not available.
Well, yeah, I have a walk.
Oh, you saying it is? Am I understanding you to say it's available at that time tomorrow?
It may be. I would just have to call the agent.
Here it comes again. Oh my God,
done.
strike 2, man.
Yep.
The house will be complete in less than 2 weeks. So if we go in tomorrow or whenever, it's not 100% done yet. The pictures that they have online, the photos are not of the actual home, but of a similar home that they built.
All right, so what happened? Did he end up setting this appointment?
No. So the call goes on for about 13 minutes, 14 minutes. He does a good job of kind of keeping conversation going where there's not a bunch of dead air, but it could definitely have been a lot shorter.
What happened? Why didn't he get the appointment?
Well, so what ends up happening is he tells her that he's about 5 or 6 minutes on the phone, searching the MLS and telling her what other new construction homes are available.
Oh no.
And then he says, okay, I'm going to email these to you and I'll call in an hour and we'll figure out which ones you want to go see.
Oh no.
So I would have said, I have time available at 10 or 1 o'clock tomorrow. Which one of those works better for you? Set that appointment. And then you go search. She wants to see this one that she's called about. Go ahead and search the MLS for other similar properties that are new construction that are vacant and set appointments on those to take her over there after you show her the one that she's called about. If that one, you have a couple more in your back pocket that you can go show her and you've, maximized your time with her.
Yeah. Do we know if he ended up, so when he said he's going to call her back, did he end up getting her back on the phone and actually getting an appointment with her?
That I don't know.
Oh man, I'd love to know that.
I don't have a follow-up call.
Do not let that fish off your hook, right?
That's
You
right.
got her on the hook, man.
Mhm.
There's a lot of hungry sharks out there. I'm one of them. You're one of
Yep.
them.
Oh yeah.
You let that fish off the hook, it's going to get eaten.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely.
good. That's good stuff, man. I'll play mine.
Okay.
And yes, Mark Welty, the guy was definitely falling all over himself on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let me see. I'm going to stop your share. There we go. Let me share mine here. Now this one, we'll do, I'm going to do the more complicated one. Should I do the more complicated or easy? Let's do the easy one first.
Okay.
The easy one to pick out here. And this is, I want you to listen to this. And Eric, I want you to tell me how many ways this could go wrong after you hear the call.
Okay.
Hello?
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 Hi, my name is Natalie. I was giving you a call in regards to a property that you're associated with off Rockwell
Yes.
Street in Brentwood.
Yes.
I was calling because I had noticed some
Now, this is an NOD, like notice of default, right? A foreclosure,
Okay.
potential foreclosure. So it's a listing.
Okay.
lender issued a notice of default for the property. So I just wanted to see if there was any plans on saving it or if you've ever considered possibly selling the property.
We're planning on saving it.
Okay, you are planning on saving it?
So that was the first question. Great, right? Are you planning on saving it or planning on selling it?
I do
Uh-huh.
have to ask, Carly, if we were able to present you with a highly competitive cash offer for that property, and as this condition, is that something you guys would be interested in hearing about?
Possibly, yes.
Possibly. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and connect? That way we can go ahead and bring you an offer just in case, plan A doesn't work out.
Okay.
Okay, I do have next week on Wednesday. Does that work for you?
I have to work next week.
Okay, what about Saturday? Saturday at 2 o'clock?
That may work. I have to check my daughter's soccer schedule, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, the soccer schedules are hectic.
Yeah, they keep
okay.
changing
I can
every
put that
week.
down. Was there a specific day that would work better for you?
Saturday's probably okay.
Okay, if anything, we can always go around your daughter's soccer schedule and maybe we can figure something out. That way we can help you guys out and have a plan B just in case anything.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. And you will be meeting with my business partner. Austin handles everything on the outside. And I'll go ahead and send you a confirmation text that morning of, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Have a great day.
That's it. Eric, this is the first call that we've made to this person. We don't know anything about this other than what we just gathered.
Right.
How many ways can this go wrong?
Quite a few.
A lot.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm saying this, Eric, I'm saying this for everybody listening out there. This sounds great. You'd love to do this all day long, right? You pick up the phone, you talk to somebody, hey, would you consider a cash offer? Yes, I would. Great. Let's get together on Saturday. That sounds amazing. But Eric, please list for us the ways this could go wrong.
Well, the very last thing she did, which stands out to me, is sending a confirmation text the morning of. It's a great way to get your appointment canceled. We're going to set an appointment and I'm going to show up at the time that we've scheduled. And if you need to cancel because your schedule doesn't work with that, you need to contact me. I'm not going to confirm my appointments.
Yep.
So that was
one.
It could go. Other than
What
that,
else? What do we know? Do it this way. What do we know?
we know that she's in default on her payments, and she could lose it.
We have an address. We have a name on a sheet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We know that they're in default. They're
Right.
potentially headed to foreclosure. We know that they want to save it, but they would consider a cash offer if we
Yep.
present it to them, and they're willing
Right.
to meet with us. They're willing to meet with us on Saturday. That's all
Yes.
that we know.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need to know? What are the ways that fall out?
Well, we need to know the condition of the property. You know, we need to know as much about the property as we can. So we need to know, what do they owe on it? That would be helpful information, so we can figure out, you know, what do the comps look like, is
Yeah.
realistically get you out of.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Your property's worth $500,000 to me, and you owe $700,000 on it.
Yep.
I just drove all the way out to your house to figure that out.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
You're not actually the decision maker. There's other decision makers involved.
Right.
Who are you? You're not even the owner of the property. Right.
Right. Mhm.
Any multitude of things that we don't know that this could fall out around. Right.
Right. Mhm.
What were they planning? Does she even have the ability to move away from this house? They said they were going to save it. If I buy it from you, do you even have the ability to move? Do you have two nickels to rub together to be able to go somewhere else?
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
There's a whole lot of stuff that's going that could really waste your time if you drive out there to this appointment.
Absolutely.
So everybody listening to this, when you set an appointment with somebody, especially when it's that easy, I want you to be really skeptical of that appointment.
Mhm.
Because essentially whatever your average commission check is, that person just said, oh yeah, no, that sounds good. Bet your average commission check on me. Spend your time out and come meet with me, right?
Mhm.
Rather than finding another opportunity that can get you paid. You need to think about it that way. What
Right.
are the ways this could go wrong? So that is one where you just have to ask a lot more questions and really understand it. Start to poke holes in it, especially when it's super easy.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Do you want to share yours?
Yeah.
Exactly, Mark Welty. We don't know if this is the person who can make decisions. I'm just checking out some of the comments while we're doing this. I'm going to bring this up on LabCoat now that I have two screens again.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Johanna McDaniel's on. Thanks for tagging a bunch of people, Johanna. Go ahead and tee up your call while I'm working the crowd.
Okay. Here we go. Got one right here.
Hi,
Hello?
Alex here. I'm connecting you to a local agent now.
Okay.
Curtis Realty Group. This is Michelle. Can I help you?
Hi. I had actually sent an inquiry this morning on one of the houses that's listed on Trulia.
The 2804 Westamore Drive?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that home is actually under contract.
No!
No!
Let's see what happens. Wait, let's just see what happens and then we'll rewind it.
Okay.
Looks like there's two other houses that's on the same street that's for sale,
Yeah,
but
it's
neither
Silo
one of
Falls.
them are on Trulia.
All right.
Is there any way that we could schedule time to see those houses? Because in all honesty, our price range is more closer to the 400,000 mark.
Okay.
But we really liked that house on the 500,000 one, and so
Right.
we would like to know more about the builder. And I noticed, just looking at what other homes are in the area, there's plenty around our price range.
Okay. So the other homes, so you want to set up time to see the other homes that are there that are for sale?
Yeah, that'd be great. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What, is there day and times that work better for you?
This week, let me see, just a second. This week, maybe Saturday afternoon, but next week we're a lot more open. So,
Okay.
the Saturday or Sunday would work ideal for us, but next week we could also do the 15th, 17th, or 18th after
Okay.
5.
So I'm good Saturday afternoon. What I'll do is run a list of the other homes in this area that are available and go ahead and set up appointments for Saturday afternoon, and then I will send you confirmation on those appointments. Let me get real quick, what's your email address?
DAV.
You can, there we go.
I can probably get someone to watch the kiddos while they nap. So around noon to 4-ish would be ideal.
Okay.
Don't tell me she's going to get off this phone without doing discovery on this one, man.
And what's your phone number? What's your phone number real quick?
Oh, no.
It's 479.
Do you a confirmation text of the appointments? And if you see any other houses between now and then,
no, don't do it.
do a
Don't
text.
do it.
And you can just text me if you see something else you want to take a look at.
Oh no, that's
Thank you.
okay. She needs to get off the phone and call the next agent about that other property she's interested in.
Yep.
Oh man, go ahead, Eric. You go ahead, and then I'll throw some stuff in here.
I mean, like you said, there was absolutely no discovery. She's a house that was under contract, and she said that she was interested in information about the builder who built that one. So, what do you like about that house? What specifically do you like about that one that you're not seeing in the $400,000 houses that are more in your price range? There was no conversation about if she's working with another agent.
Yep.
In any other houses? How long have you been looking?
Yep.
How many kids do you have? How many bedrooms?
Why are you moving? When do you need to move? Do you have a home to sell?
Just every single bit of discovery was skipped over.
Yep.
Just looked at it as, I get, here's an easy appointment to show some houses. I don't even have to really do anything. They told me there's a couple other houses on the street.
It's so easy. You know what I like to call this? This is a Twinkie, right? The Twinkie comes floating by your face and you're like, yes, that looks so easy and delicious. I'm going to eat it. Yeah. It's so bad for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like a whole bag of potato chips. That's what this is.
Yep.
You got to investigate that, man. It's just like, it's not quite like the one that I just played where that appointment was just so easy. It's like, oh, I got it. It's great. No, I don't want to ask a whole lot of questions and screw it up.
Right.
You got to ask the questions. Otherwise, these things will make you fat and bloated and cheat and broke, basically. Right. Because they're going to cheat on you, or they're not going to show up, or they can't buy, or whatever, or they have another agent.
Right.
So can you take it back to the beginning of that call, just before the agent nearly committed, suicide on this one?
Under contract.
A little bit before that.
I had actually sent an inquiry this morning on one of the houses that's listed on Trulia.
The 2804 Westamore Drive.
Pause.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay. Now this agent, she committed a mortal sin. The mortal sin is she told this person that what she wanted in the first 20 seconds of the phone call that she couldn't have it. You do not tell a complete stranger, as a salesperson, you don't tell a complete stranger in the first 20 seconds of a conversation that they can't have what they want.
Right.
Because that's all they wanted from you. So instead, when she said, yeah, I sent in the inquiry about this, the agent acknowledged and said, oh, this address, what would you like to know about it? What were you looking for? Right?
Yep.
Get that person to talk, even if you know that that property is not available. You still ask them. You don't tell them that.
Right.
This agent got real lucky that this woman wanted to relate her story because she had a 75% chance of hearing click after that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Hit play.
Okay. Yeah. So that home is actually under contract.
Okay. Gotcha. When we drove by it, it looks like there's two other houses that's on the same street that's for sale, but neither one of them are on Trulia. Is there any way that we could schedule time to see those houses? Because in all honesty,
she got so lucky. So lucky that there were two other properties that this buyer couldn't get information on, and it resurrected her from the dead on that one. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, so she needs to find out about all of that stuff, man. So we talked about the discovery. We talked about never do that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor, Eric. Email me that recording. I'd like to. I want to make that a poster child for what not to do.
Okay. I can figure out how to do that.
Yeah. If you can actually what you do is you click forward. There you go. And put in from Brian to me. Just put in my email address.
Okay.
And I'm going to play my call while you're doing that. It's Dale at Smart Inside Sales.
Dale at Smart Inside Sales.com.
There you go. All right, now I'm going to play this one here. All right, everybody.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Finn. This is Adam. How you doing today?
Good, Adam. How are you?
Hey, doing well, sir. Was giving you a quick call. I noticed your property had been withdrawn off the market here yesterday. I'm sure you've gotten a few phone calls, if not more.
Yeah.
Were you still accepting offers in on that, or what's the situation with the property?
Obviously, we're calling expireds here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so long story short is we just decided after a 6-month try to take it off the market, and then due to some other reasoning, with career moves and family issues, whatever, we were going to reapproach it in the springtime.
Okay. Now, what did he say? So what's his no, right? If I said, if you were him, Eric, and I said, let's list your house for sale today, based on what this guy just said, what's the no I would get back?
I'm not ready.
Basically, but what is it specifically?
He's got some career stuff, and he just wants to wait until spring.
No is, I'm going to wait till spring.
Mm-hmm.
That's the no, right? I teach follow the no. So your question should follow listing it in spring, making me understand why that makes sense. Let's see what the agent did.
So I guess what I'm telling you is, we're still interested in selling it, just not right now.
Just a matter of when. Okay. So you got some things going on here over the next, few months before you guys are going to be reevaluating and getting it back on the market.
And would
too much. That is just too much paraphrase, right?
Yeah.
If you distill down what that guy just said to basically its core element is, I'm going to wait till the spring, you can just ask a real simple question. What's the benefit to waiting till the spring? That's it. Instead of doing this, this weird, like, sort of paraphrase, regurgitate what I think I heard. Do that. That didn't serve any purpose.
Right.
Yeah. So ask a simple question into the no that the guy just gave you.
Do you agree? I think you would know better than I, but I mean, I've done this a few times over.
That's a trap, everybody. It sounds like he wants your input. Let's listen to it again. This is a trap. Listen to this. Listen for it, everybody.
A few months before you guys are going to be reevaluating and getting it back on the market.
And would you agree? I think you would know better than I, but I mean,
you would know better than I.
I've done this a few times. My lifetime. Typically the spring is a better time to sell, and we got a little late start.
Now, if you take that bait and you try to tell this guy otherwise, how likely do you think it's going to be that he's going to believe you?
Zero.
He's going to
started the way he started it was in a way that he gets agreement from that agent because the way he phrased what he said.
Right, exactly.
You agree. You're the expert, not me. So yeah, obviously the agent's going to be like, yeah. And now you got to say no to things you've been saying yes to.
Right. So he basically closed that agent.
He did.
This guy thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks he knows things. He's not arrogant necessarily. He's trying to be accommodating, but it's a trap if you think that you can then be like, oh no, well, it's actually much better to sell now in the fall, and you don't know what's going to happen in the spring, and buyers are more eager now to buy in the fall. He's going to be like, nah, I don't believe you, right? So don't step into that trap.
Last spring, not too late, and we really didn't get that much interest. So we're just assuming that the fall and the winter would be even less so.
Well, now, in regards to that, it's kind of
he's going to try to argue with him.
A double-edged blade there, because there are going to be a little bit of less buyers out there, but on the plus side, the buyers that are out looking over this time are going to be the buyers that they're not tire kickers. They're coming out and they're looking because they're looking to make moves.
All right, so so we hear him doing he fell into the trap, right? Where he's trying to educate this guy, and it's not going to work.
Right.
So I want to go down because there's another part that I heard that was really important that I want to point out to people.
A year, but we have that challenge, which, every small apartment complex from, by the way, the house purchase in Ocean.
Kind of doing a little bit of homework. I narrowed it down before I made my calls here this morning to, a couple different agents here within our company. We actually only work with the top 3% of all agents in Hampton Roads. But what were you saying about Hawks Landing there?
Yeah, and so a couple of years after we purchased the house.
So what I do on my end, Mr. Finn, is, I'm kind of the middleman here between with Abbott Realty that whole time, the whole 6 months you were on the market.
Here we go.
Yes, we were.
Okay, so you really didn't have an opportunity to really maybe get a second opinion or navigate a different route within those 6 months.
So you hear him trying to tee up, get a second opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's also nuance that you might want to look at as well. So are you familiar with Hawks Landing off of 134?
Now, this is an ISA. And this could be an agent too, right? In your company,
Yeah.
who may not know Hawks Landing, right? And this ISA may not know Hawks Landing, right? When this guy asks, are you familiar with Hawks Landing? What do you think your answer needs to be?
Yes.
Yes. Now, do you think, based on the way this guy's been talking, that he's actually going to ask you anything about Hawks Landing the way he just teed this up? Or do you think he's going to tell you about Hawks Landing?
He's probably going to tell you.
He's going to tell you about Hawks Landing. He doesn't give two shits what you think you know about it. He just prefaced that by finding out if you're even in the ballpark.
Right.
You better say yes. And this is the way that I explain it for my ISAs out there. For this ISA, he was like, well, I don't know Hawks Landing. I don't want to lie. And I'm like, listen, it's not you. You represent a team. You represent a company, right? Just like if you're trying to get them to agree to a listing appointment with somebody else, you're not actually going on the appointment. Does that mean that you're lying? When you say my company sold X number of homes, you didn't sell them. Does that mean you're lying? You're not lying. And the guy doesn't care what you know. He wants to tell you what he knows. So you say yes. For my agents out there, if you've ever heard of Hawks Landing, just say yes. If you believe anybody at your company under your brokerage who works with you has ever heard of or knows about Hawks Landing, you say yes because you represent your brokerage.
Right.
And at the end of the day, he didn't ask, do you personally have a listing at Hawks Landing? In which case, the answer is no. He said, do you, agent or company or whatever entity calling me, know about Hawks Landing? The answer is yes.
Right.
Just so we can get past this. Because we're going to hear what actually happened, and this is not good.
Okay.
So I'm not. So what I do on my end, Mr. Finn, is, I'm kind of the middleman here between my partner and our clients. So I get a feel, and then I make sure I hook you up with the right agent who's going to be able to handle the property as far as location and size.
What all I'm hearing here, if I'm a consumer, is you are not the point person.
I don't need to be talking to you. You're wasting my time.
Exactly. Right? We could have nipped this in the bud with a yes.
Yep.
And then we're going to hear
price point, especially. So, I kind of did doing a little bit of homework. I narrowed it down before I made my calls here.
A couple of years after we purchased the house, by the way, the house purchased in 2007. 2.5 years later, they built apartments behind the house.
Now, if you just said yes, we would have skipped right on down to that part, right? Yeah, and we wouldn't have had a loss of confidence in this lead that we were talking to.
Right.
So those are the couple of things that I wanted to point out with that call. Anything that you heard, Eric, that you'd want to add in?
Just exactly what you've said. I mean, say yes. Don't go off on the I'm just an ISA kind of thing and tell him I'm trying to you up with the best agent. Like,
never say that, right?
No.
Yeah, that's not the way to go, man. You're like, hey, I'm not important. Let me talk to you anyway.
Right. Exactly.
That's all people hear.
Yep.
Yeah, no, don't want to do that stuff. And the other thing that I've taught, when we work with, especially with ISAs that are trying to hand business off to agents, trying to set appointments for them, they have to act as though they are the person, that they are with the team, because you build up a certain rapport, a bit of rapport and trust with somebody when you're talking to them, however you're interacting with them, right?
Right.
And you're a salesperson, by the way. Nobody ever forgets that. The lead doesn't forget that you're a salesperson at its core.
Exactly.
When you say, oh, I'm going to give you to some other stranger who is a salesperson, immediately it's like, whoa, dude, right? Hold on a second. We gone on a couple dates. I think we're good. What do you mean you're going to set me up with somebody else? Who are they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get to pick them. What are you, crazy? Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
So instead of like the hand out, right, and language about that, it's nothing like that. Instead, what it is, hey, me and you are good. Me and you are good. We're just going to bring in some excitement. We're going to bring in a partner here, right? We're going to make this real juicy. How about that? I'm still here.
Yeah.
We're just going to get some extra help in this thing, right?
Right.
That's way better to do it that way. And people are like, okay, great. That's awesome. Who's your partner? Whatever,
Yep.
Cool. Anything else, Eric? Any other nuggets or tidbits that you want to give the sales world out there so they can sell more real estate?
Just ask better questions and more questions, and just truly listen to what people are saying so you can, acknowledge, repeat, and pivot if you have to. So, just the biggest thing is just learn how to ask questions, be curious like a 5-year-old, and just don't be afraid to ask questions. I think that's what most people, their hang up is they're afraid to ask questions, or they just feel like they don't know what questions to ask maybe. So just ask questions, learn about these people, what they want and what they need, and figure out what you can do to fill those needs. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe even to add to that, thanks, Mark. Mark said, Dale, you have great discovery questions. Thank you. So you know what? That's because I'm an eternal pessimist, man. I assume that every deal is going to fall out and every person I talk to is not going to get me paid, right? Yep. And when it sounds like they are going to work and they are going to get me paid, I'm like, wait a minute, let me figure out what's wrong here with this scenario, right? And so I ask a lot of questions. How can this fall out? How could this break? How could you not do what you're supposed to do? Or who's going to change your mind? Or what's going to happen that's going to cause you to change your mind, right? Yeah. Where will this go off the rails? And not that I'm suggesting that people should be pessimists, because then they wouldn't get out of bed in the morning, but it's like, have a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have a little bit of that suspicion in your gut to where you're like, let me ask you some questions, Eric, right? Before we do this. Anyway, all right. So great talking to you, man. Thanks for co-hosting with me. Good seeing you, everybody at Lab Coat Agents, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Dale.
Thank you.